You're welcome to yet another episode of Conversation That Grows Us, brought to you by JL Media, and it's evolved by JL. Once again, I'm your host, Granville Apagro, and I have in the studio today the amazing, the special Joy London. Drum roll. Joy London, how are you doing today?
I'm great.
It's amazing to see you once again.
I'm delighted to see you too.
Always looking bright, beautiful, I call that
I get shy,
the lady that has the wisdoms of like 6 elders.
Started again. That's why I say it makes me shy.
We're going to be talking about the act of letting go, knowing when to let go, how to let go, and where to let go. So, meet Joy London.
Yes.
So, in your own view, what would you say is the act of letting go?
The act of letting go is putting aside, putting an end to, giving up on something that once meant something to you, or something that once took your energy, your time, or your attention. Or the act of letting go could be, releasing yourself of burdens. That's what I would say is the art of letting go.
So in the point of a career-based situation where you are into a certain career and you feel like, should I stop this? Is this the right thing to do? Should I take a break?
Okay.
How do you know when to stop when it comes to career-based?
Okay, so for me, questions are as important as the context they're asking. So I want to be sure that you're asking me when somebody should know that it's time to let go in a career.
Probably it's not working, probably it looks like a waste of time.
So the truth is, we are told a lot of times, don't give up, never give up. But in life, there comes times where you just have to, pack up and move on. So if you ask me in a person's career, the point where they will know they should give up is when they are first analyzed and identified and done their best and are now sure that this is not what they want. So for instance, I pick a career, I said I want to be like a spa therapist, for instance, and I'm doing it, I don't get fulfillment in it. Right? So fulfillment is something to look out for to decide whether you want to stop a career. I don't get any fulfillment in it, because whatever career you choose, it may give you money, but career first is about a why. If the why of that career does not inspire you, then maybe you can give it up. The why of a career has to inspire you. So even if you feel like you're not getting results from your supposed career, your why, how much impact you are making will be inspiring. But if you are not inspired by that why, number one, if you feel burnt out and you've been putting in all the energy, and a lot of people can put a lot of energy but be putting the wrong energy. They just don't know one of two things. So before we even get to this one, I would have liked to talk about choosing a career, but we're talking about letting go. So, but when you are sure you chose the right career in the first place, you think you chose the right thing, but while you're there, you don't feel fulfilled about it. You don't feel satisfied about the work that you do. You don't see any results. You've tried, you've gotten a mentor directed you, you're still failing. You've apprenticed under people who tried with it. You've paid for courses, you've taken classes. This is how to grow this thing. And of all your efforts, with all the efforts, but the truth is, any career, if you put in the right efforts, you will grow in it. But if you don't feel any form of satisfaction in a particular career, the why of that thing does not inspire you, then if you begin to feel burnt out, it's a good time to consider something else.
We're talking about the when to stop, and I feel like a lot of times in career, you literally just have to take a break and weigh the evidence. Ask yourself, why did I jump into this in the first place? So a lot of people should rather wait, stop, examine, weigh the evidence rather than stopping. So during the break, what would they be doing? They just have to weigh the evidence, go back to why I did this, why I jumped into this career.
So how do you go back to why you did it? It's still the same thing as reflecting your why. Does the why inspire you? For instance, if you are a skincare person, your goal is to help people beautify their skins. Even if you are making money from it, sometimes you can be making money from a career and it's burning you out. It's taking all your time. You have something that you are more passionate about that inspires you even greater. and you find out that this thing that's giving you a lot of money is taking all your time, it's taking you away from your family, from the ones you love, and it's giving you money. You don't feel fulfillment about it. There are people who probably started a club, for instance, and it's against their value system. What happens in the club? People go there, drink alcohol, smoke, men are touching women and all of those things. A man can come to a point in his life where he doesn't feel fulfilled. It's giving him money, but he says to himself, this thing is not making me feel fulfilled. It could be other career, it could be other types of career. But once you begin to see your career, the why no longer inspires you, you feel burnt out, you feel like you are missing out on other things that would have been better use of your time. It's a good time to reflect. And I always would encourage you to ask somebody who is, somebody you look up to for counseling in that kind of stage, and quit. Because the truth is, we all have that thing that makes us tick. And there are sometimes we will pick careers that it will even be giving us money, influence and all. But at the end of the day, we feel burnt out. We don't feel, satisfied. We just found ourselves in it. Because a lot of people entered certain careers because of the exposure that they had. That's the level of exposure that they had. If they knew better, they would have done better. So now you are thriving in this career. Maybe in an environment you grew up in, the only crowd that were there were hairstyling, makeup, photography. And now 5 years down the line, you are now exposed to different careers, other things in tech, and then you are beginning to feel very, very passionate about tech. You see yourself, it's taking your attention. You see yourself giving more attention to that than even the business you're currently doing. That is taking more of your effort. You do that more naturally. You love to do that one, and then you now find out your new career, your current career is taking a lot of your time. It's not allowing you to pursue this other thing that you are passionate about. It's not allowing you to pursue this other thing that you want to start. Sometimes you don't stop immediately. You don't let go immediately. You transition.
Oh, you transition. That's the word.
You may be able to get somebody to even manage it for you. You may be able to get somebody to manage it for you while you go on to the things that you are more passionate about and inspired by. Or you can stop it all together and start all over again. Or you can transition. You start this one, you give it small, gradually. You are easing yourself out of this other thing, and then you are going back into the one that you are more interested in.
Yeah, it's about passion. It's about
every career you choose. If I had the opportunity to talk about career choice, I would tell people to choose careers around things they are very passionate about. I'm very passionate about speaking. I'm very, very passionate about building people. Building a career around building people will not be something I will get tired of. Something that will always be fulfilling for me.
A lot of people just want to get money.
Yeah, and the money is not bad. The bag is not bad. The bag is not bad. So because the bag is not bad, sometimes you don't always have to pursue what we're so passionate about. But anything you are passionate about that is valuable, anything you're passionate about must have people that is giving value. So even speaking can give me money. Building people can give me money. How about I build a career around that? So I'm passionate about media. Media can give me money. How about I build a career about anything you have passion for? Most likely will be giving value to humanity. And if you are giving value to humanity with anything, and then you build a business around it, so you are doing something you love and you're getting paid for it. That's a sweet spot. And if you ask me, everybody should only pursue long term the thing that gives them fulfillment, the thing they are very passionate about, not the thing that there are people that are doing jobs that is giving them money, no time for their family. They don't have their own life because the work is always there, but they need this money. For some of them, they should transition and get something else. Maybe start a business, maybe get a job that allows me. Because for me, money is not everything in this life. I want to be able to enjoy time to travel. I want to be able to attend my loved ones' events. I want to be able to spend time with my family members. So, money is good, but money should work for us. We should anticipate the point where money works for us, and we don't always have to work for money. So that's what I think. People who are pursuing the bag should be sure the bag is good, but what is the bag costing you? Sometimes the bag not only costs you your time and your energy, it's costing you so many other things that brings satisfaction to life.
So the big question out there is that what would people say if I start all over again? People that have sponsored you, that has backed you, that have been with you, and you want to just transition.
I feel compassion for people who are burdened with the thought that someone invested in them and then just want to drop it. For such a person, I feel compassion because you are considering the people who invested, but the people who invested in you, but they want what is best for you. Or they believe in what you were doing for humanity, so they believed in it. If you get to the point where this career is draining you, it doesn't fulfill you, you see better use of your time, let go. The people who care about you will be happy knowing that you've gone on to doing something that is better, that fulfills you more, that you do better, that you give better love to, better attention to, better commitment to. Those who don't care will gossip, will talk, no mind you don't fail. That's why she couldn't go on. She wasn't making profit. We've seen people who were making money. Coach Nandi on Instagram, what's her full name now? I can't quickly get it, but Coach Nandi, she's a business consultant. She owns she owned a big printing company that she closed up. Tracy Diamonds, and Tracy that is very popular for rings in Nigeria right now. She started, I forgot the name of the business she was in, but she was in a very big business that had over 10 staff before she went into Tracy Diamonds. So we see people who closed up big businesses
over and over
that people knew and went on to something else, and look at how big Coach Nancy is in her current business. See how big St. Tracy is in her current business. So the people who care about you, the people who care enough, will be happy for you. Those who are normal gossipers, guess what? People don't even give a damn about you. They gossip you the next minute, they are onto the next gossip. They are onto the next celebrity news. Right now, it's face that is raining. They are onto the next thing, or they are depressed and frustrated with their own lives, or they are back to their job. Like, until you come onto their. Sometimes people don't even make a decision because of a particular person. The person that maybe 1 year from now, the person will be out of the country and not even remembering anything about you. Maybe the person could be dead because it's life. So, for those who people have invested in, before you are transitioning out of a career or any career path, you are first sure that this thing is draining me. I am tired of this. This is something that I want to do, right? So I always say, when you want to end a career, ensure that you always have a strategy, a plan as you are letting go of that career path. So when you already have that clear, the people who care about you will support you.
Understood.
And it is those who don't care that will. What would they say? They're not saying it to your face. You're not even hearing. How does it?
Regardless, whatever you say, it doesn't matter.
Your joy should matter to you. You should believe in yourself so much that all the noise does not matter, because the people who are talking to you, they won't feed you, they won't pay your rent, they won't clutch you. All they do is talk. Let them talk.
So a lot of people ask this question a lot. When, or is it too late to start all over again? Is it too late to transition? Because I've put in so much into this ambition, to this dream.
We have stories of people who started very late. We have stories of, you heard of McDonald's? I think they started in their 50s. Several of them, remind me some of them. I can't just, for instance, look at the age of Nigerian presidents.
But this is in the case which I've started something already.
See the age. You know, okay, look at Atiku, for instance. Atiku in Nigeria. How many years he has been pursuing presidency election? Still not our president. But the man is still moving. See his current age. He's in his 70s or 80s now. So, that good question of, is it too late? I can understand it. Well, if you believe enough in what you are about to give your time to, but if you are letting go of something because you want to hold on to something else, if you are letting go of something, it's either you are choosing you now, because sometimes people are in career simply because of money and it is draining the living life out of them. And if they are choosing maybe themselves, their freedom and all, they are choosing something. If the after is better, then I don't think age should be a concern. I don't think age should be a concern. I'm trying to remember people that started things. Okay, look at Tiwa Savage, for instance. People think that Tiwa Savage started her music in her 20s. Tiwa Savage started the music in Nigeria that we know in her 30s. Tiwa Savage started in her 30s. I'm trying to think of another person that's we've seen actors who are very successful. Did you hear about Shafi Bello when we were watching them, Aki Popo and Samireko? But Aki Bello is somebody on our screen. She's on our screen goddess right now. We love to see her on our screen.
Like everybody's favorite.
She's in her 50s or 60s. Before we started to hear about Chaffee, I'm sure she was already about 50. So yes, that question of, is it too late to let go? You'll be so amazed that if you let go, you are on the better side. If you are sure of what you're about to go into, you've got to believe in it enough. If you hear Mark Zuckerberg, the Facebook that we are all Meta and Instagram and all that almost all of us are using today, he dropped out from school and his first attempt at it was a failure. And then he evolved. He started young, but he believed in it enough when nobody believed in it, along with his friends. So all the time, it's good to find people who believe in you, whether you have them as family, as your siblings, as your friends, as your spouse, as your lover. Ensure that at every point in time, when you believe in something, you also have people. It could be mentors. As I said, always, talk to people who you respect, who think, you can trust their counsel. If you have people who are supporting you, that season when you are going through that pain of, if you have people who are supporting you, it gives you some form of energy and motivation to keep going.
So a lot of people feel like it took them a lot to get to the point they are now.
I call it the stock cost fallacy.
Yeah.
Sunk cost fallacy. SUNKCOST, sunk cost fallacy. That's what I call it. And you know what that is? It is the fact that you think about all your investments in this thing and you're like,
this can go for waste.
Let's use relationship for this. That's why a lot of people are in nonsense, toxic, draining relationships after all the investment, after all the years, after all the effort. That's what you are thinking. How about you? Your past is your past. This is your present. Your future is ahead of you. How about you think of your present and your future?
Well, I feel like if I can build this, I can build this.
Exactly. If I could put all this into the wrong thing, how about now that I know that this was the wrong thing, or even if this was the right thing at the time, now that I know that this next thing is the next best thing for me, how about I channel that energy as well into this next best thing? But why should people stay stuck in what no longer serves them? Because they are thinking about all the investments. You want to keep investing in the thing that is draining you, the thing that is making that you are not happy about, the thing that is making you feel like you are missing out on life, or you are missing out on something you could have been spending your time on. Why would you read the possibility of doing the thing that fulfills you, that gives you a better life, a life that you prefer, because of your past that is your past? So for such a person, I will always advise them, resist the sunk cost fallacy. At the time you made those decisions, you did those investments, you thought that was the best thing to do. And that was exactly what you did. Now you find out and now you know better. Do better. We will keep evolving. That's why we talked about vulnerability last week. We didn't get an opportunity to talk about it as much. But people will keep evolving. And the first person you should permit to evolve is yourself.
Wow, the first person you should permit to evolve is yourself.
At the end of the day, you don't even have the finances about any other person's evolving. You don't have the finances about anybody's evolving.
That's deep.
It's a personal decision. Allow yourself to evolve. You used to know this. You thought this was the best in the past. Now you've seen better. Move on. You thought this was the... Now you know better. Move on. A lot of people are so stuck on what they are used to, what they know, the comfort zone. How about you just leave? I'll give you an example of a personal experience in this. So when I started my career in terms of making money, I started in the beauty industry, skincare and all. But I've always been a speaker. I've always been naturally good at it. In fact, I've always been knowledgeable. I've always been wise. There are things I knew that nobody taught me. Moment I'll be like, some of these things, this girl, nobody taught you these things. And she wasn't lying. I walk into a room, people don't know this thing, and I know it. Some I learned, some I didn't learn anywhere. I noticed that I was a great speaker. When I speak, people are inspired, people become better. I noticed that it was natural. When my mates, I studied maths, when my mates were struggling to present, once I held the mic, you will think that I've been doing it for 10 years. It came natural. And then I came to tell to myself, Joy, what are you passionate about? Joy, what are you naturally really good at? That if you develop the skill and build it, it will put you in global stages. You will be fulfilled doing it. If you don't even get paid for it, you will still do it with all joy in your heart. Guess what came from building people, speaking, sharing my knowledge. Every time I learned growing up, I always want to share. I'm always talking to people. I just learned this one. See my transitioning. Now I started the Queen of Empowerment Foundation that I use in building lives. Then we started the CBI Africa Capacity Building Institute, where we organize training. This podcast I organize for this purpose of reaching people. I am writing my books, using to reach people who have never seen me before, and they are reading and getting inspired by it. I'm doing all the other things I am doing. I am working with organizations, foundations and all to organize events to build people. So what I'm passionate about, building people. We are not creating, things around building people. I'm not putting myself out in things that gets my knowledge out there. I continue like this. In due time, you will be imagining how far I will grow. Now, did I leave my skincare business?
No, you didn't.
But if you ask me, what's Joy about? This is what I'm about. Building people, speaking, sharing knowledge. Well, I'm a businesswoman. GL Media is there.
Yeah.
JBW is there. GR Looks and Feel are there. Those were the things that gave me the money to head to move. And even now, at this current place, they are still the things giving me money to move. But what is my main? What fulfills me? What would you call my career? I'm a business person.
Yeah.
But the thing you will call I could have said, you know what? And this is very tasking. What takes my personal time is these ones I've just mentioned.
Yeah.
So for some people, they don't even have to cut it completely. Find a way to manage the thing while you're not pursuing the other thing. So if I wake up today and say I want to, forget all the spa and all the things, I want to channel all this energy into capacity building. I want to turn this place into a capacity building center. I want to this, I want to that. Somebody will not say I failed. No. I will be more than happy if I have to